Hello, this is Kilrain. I'm going to show you guys how to download and run DFscript and show a couple features. First off, when you go to the forums and you click the download installer link, it takes you to this web page here. It's just a paste bin, shows the code, you can read it, figure out if it's safe or not, whatever. In order to save it, just hit Control S. Brings up a save as dialog box and just rename it something like installer.ahk. As long as it's an AHK file, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you put it. And you save it, and it just downloads it, and then you run it. Oh, my download thing's broken, whatever. And it says welcome to Darkfall. That means it's done. And what it does is it installs functions.ahk, DFscript.ahk, and keylist.txt. Those are the files needed to run the actual script. And then it also creates a DFscript folder in your C drive, which puts your configuration file and a version.ini file for updates. Config file is something you don't need to mess with directly unless you're going to change some keybinds that I'll show you later. But for the most part, once you've saved it, ran it, it says welcome to Darkfall, it's ready to rock and roll. So you just fire up Darkfall here. And I went ahead and reset all of my keybinds to show everybody how it starts out. You don't have to, but just to show. Anyway, so up here, the first thing you need to absolutely make sure you do is that you're on preset number 1. There's 3 different slots. Make sure it's the first one because it's the only one my script reads. I have some code that I'm making up that's going to fix that, but and then you'll be able to just switch it automatically. But for now, you just have to pick the first one. So what you need to do, the second thing you need to make sure you do is change your left action trigger and your right action trigger. The left action trigger is not necessary, but I recommend it for some of the code that's the way it's written. It may interfere if you don't. So what I do is I just pick the left bracket and right bracket respectively. You can use any keys you want as long as they're not something you actually use in game. The next requirement is to come down all the way down until you see activate quick item number 5. That hotkey is going to be the hotkey you use to spawn your mount. That is also going to be the 5th slot right here. That's where you're going to put your mount. I put a staff in there to show you what it does later. And then after that, you don't need to do anything. So you have quick item number 5. I'm going to scroll up here. You have left action trigger and your right action trigger changed, and you have it on preset 1. Everything else is fully auto, whatever you want. Oh, there's one more thing. On the forum, somebody mentioned that they used some of their spells in the select radial slot 1 through 8 positions right here. Well, underneath activate quick item, you have select left radial slot 1 through 8 and select right radial slot 1 through 8. Those are the ones that the script actually reads. So these are the ones where you're going to put your hotkeys. So select radial slot 1, select left radial slots. I'm going to set these up real quick. Then I'll set up my right side here. And then my bindings are set. I'll hit escape and I'll click my mouse button. Nothing's happening. Well, the reason why nothing's happening is because the file didn't update, or the DFscript function AHK didn't reset properly. So just hit escape again and press your button. And there it is, it's working. And as you can see, if I press one of my right side radials, nothing happens until I click my left mouse button. And now if I hit Control Shift right mouse button, Instacast is activated. So everything on my right radial now instacasts as soon as I click the button. As you can see, it just instantly casts my spells that are on the right radial. The other option that I put in here is auto attack, or basically auto click. If you hit Control Shift left mouse button, it'll just sit there and swing for you. Something that is just kind of random, I noticed. If you're sitting still, it's a little slower, but when you're strafing or moving, it's much faster. It's kind of bizarre. But in any case, those are your auto fire and auto cast options, selectable between toggleable on and off with Control Shift left mouse button and Control Shift right mouse button. Let's see, what else is there? The mount attack. If you hit your mount button, which mine is F1, it'll spawn your mount, or in this case, bring out my staff. And what that does is it makes it to where my left mouse button works, and my right mouse button works for attacks as well. So you can do your normal mount attacks. And when you get off of your mount, you press any casting button or any ability or any skill. It doesn't matter if it's left side or right side. It will no longer allow my right mouse button to work. So it takes it back to normal. That way, when you get off your mount and you start your fighting, it's just everything's good to go. Let's see. One more thing. If you want to change the bindings for the auto cast, instacast, or the auto fire, you go down to the icon in here and select add hotkeys. And it brings up your little dialog box. And you got your toggle auto fire and toggle instacast, and you also have mount left and mount right. Now, these right here, it's not actually mount left or mount right. It has nothing to do with your mount. What it is simply an alternative to, or it's not an alternative, it's an additional keys that you can put in to attack, to send out your left or right radial attacks or activations. So basically, I currently have it set at left and right on my arrow keys. So if I hit the left side, it's going to attack, and if I hit the right side, it's going to do my right side attack or whatever. That's all there is to that. If you have any questions, go to the forums. You can also check out ahkgaming.com, my new website. It's going to be set up. We got a forums going on. You'll be able to. I'm going to be writing scripts for a whole bunch of games. Stop by, fill it up, ask questions, etc. Catch you later.